Hey Pisces, how you doing? See what's going on with you messages. Pisces, things that you don't know. Knight of Cups, do a Celtic Cross for you. The World. So, looks like you wanted to give an offer. Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Things that you don't know. Oh. Bummer. Yeah. Uh-oh. Now, you or someone that you're dealing with wanted to give an offer of something. Maybe bury the hatchet, have some kind of apologies, make amends, possibly even a love offer. But the immediate challenge is the end. There's an end to something. Maybe there was a falling out to something and somebody is not speaking. Maybe you put an end to something or they did. The foundation is the Queen of Swords because you're not communicating with someone or someone's not communicating with you. You put an end to something and you stopped any kind of, like someone, I feel like someone wanted to give you an offer and you put an end to it. Because like you needed to cut this off. You wanted to cut this off. You wanted to end because maybe you felt like this was toxic. In the past, Page of Wands, maybe there was some kind of message sent to you or you even sent out a message and there was no kind of communication or there was bad communication or like, like you didn't want to just deal with the situation at all. And, you're just like, I'm going to put an end to this, like what's the point of even accepting this message or speaking back or like commenting back or I'll just put an end to this because I need to put an end to this. Like, I'm just trying to be logical about this. I don't want to deal with it anymore. Your goal. Why would your goal be a heartbreak? You want to put an end to this because, like, maybe this is like a feeling of like getting back at somebody, somebody who hurt you and you feel hurt by somebody and you're done being like either dismissed or treated badly or spoke to badly or, not communicated with. And you're like, okay, you know what? I'm just going to take it upon myself. I'm done hurting myself dealing with this person. I'm done allowing this person back in to hurt me. And I have plans to go it out on my own. Because that's in your future, the Hermit, going within. You could be dealing with a Virgo. Like, you see yourself as walking away, 7 of Wands. Having hope and going towards something that seems like greener pastures to you. I mean, people would say this as like sneaking away, but you know, this is also can be somebody that's has hopes for something better and just taking all of your swords and, you know, possibly all of theirs and just leaving a situation that you don't find beneficial to you. How they see you as a King of Wands. Someone who can control their energy. Someone who is a go-getter, who is motivated, who creates and starts things. And you don't want any like half lovers. You don't want anyone that's like has one foot in the door and one foot out. You know, it's not beneficial to you. And it's like, you're not going to allow yourself to be open for someone to continually walk in and out, or even just kind of like come and take shots at you when you need it, because like, you know that this isn't a winning situation. This is somebody who wants to come and fight all of the time, or somebody who wants to come and just insult you or demean you in some kind of your way. And you're like, what's the point? What's the point? Like, what's the point of having a conversation? What's the point of talking? You know, like, what is the point? I'm going to put my energy in something that's actually worth it. That's something that's actually going to manifest that's good for me. You know, and it's like your hopes and fears is that not to work and put work and energy and time and energy into things that it doesn't have a steady foundation. It's not logical. It's not doable. It's not something that's going to make itself like into a good foundation, because it seems like it wasn't working to begin with, you know, because like I'm going to stand up for myself. I'm not going to let anyone walk all over me. I'm not going to let people be dismissive of me or insulting of me. You know, like I'm through being hurt over this situation, and I'm through subjecting myself to hurt. Because, you know, the best that can be accomplished is just more hurt feelings. And it's like, maybe this was even kind of a get back. You know, like you felt slighted by this person, so you wanted to hurt them. Or it's like, it's like you wanted to keep yourself protected and kind of like not too involved, because you know that it would only end up in hurt. But it's something that's needed. It was something as a protective measure. Because it's like, I got too much shit to deal with. Like, it's too much. Like, this relationship, this situation, it's just too much burden. And I'm just going to go ahead and drop it. 10 of Wands. Like, all it is like fly by night. All it is passionate messages. All it is a fantasy. And I don't want to live in a fantasy anymore. I want to be more logical. I want to only invest in things that's worth it to me. And what's underneath at the bottom of the deck is Wheel of Fortune. You standing up for yourself, walking away from this situation, it's the best that can be accomplished. And it does serve you well, because like, you know what's needed. You know that this is the right thing for you. It was like your soul telling you that this was the right thing to do. And perhaps when you were dealing with this person or situation, you knew from almost the go that this wasn't right. It was something that you felt. Maybe the person that you were dealing with was living at a distance. Like, I'm not going to do like, you know, or this could have even been a marriage. And then it came to an end, like a divorce, and one person wanted to work it out, but you're like, no, like, we've tried this too many times. Like, I've been slighted too many times. Like, and it's like every time I deal with this, it's just more and more burden that I have to carry. And it's like this person never really contributed, and you had to carry this relationship or this situation completely. And it actually took you away from a lot of your goals, a lot of your focus on the things that you wanted to do. Maybe you wanted to give somebody a message about some kind of burying the hatchet, or somebody did with you. I'm not sure which, but one person definitely feels heartbroken because of this ending. And maybe you both did, but it was something that you knew logically that you had to do. You're like, I'm not going to get my emotions involved in it, because I already did that, and all it did was bring me more and more burden. So, what is this Knight? Cups. Knight of Cups, Knight of Oysters. Somebody wanted to give you a message of a cup of emotion, possibly even a gift. Eight of Wands. But it became an ending because it was like somebody was super arrogant. Somebody wanted to be seen as the winner, and if someone wants to always be seen as the winner, or actually, Eight of Wands, this is direction and communication. Somebody communicated, somebody wanted to give you an offer, you wanted to give someone an offer or a gift. And it's like there was communication that, you know what, this isn't right for me. I want this to come to an end. Knight of Peppermills. Because you knew whoever this person was, they just came in and out of your life all of the time. Or whatever offer that they were given. This could be anyone, a family member, friend, or someone you had a shared home or finances, or possibly even a budding relationship. And it was like you knew that this person was kind of full of it, and you don't want to keep the door open for them to come in and out of your life anymore, because it was like this person doesn't really offer all that much to you. It was like this person doesn't support me. I feel like you don't feel supported in this situation. And why am I going to give my time and energy to somebody who doesn't support me, or is there for me, or cares about my well-being as much as I care for theirs? It's like somebody who just wants to come in and take what they want and then leave. In the past, because you're protecting your energy, and you should. In the past, Page of Wands and the Sun, this is a message, some awakening or enlightening. Maybe somebody gave you some kind of message and told you what was going on. You got some kind of information that made you want to just put an end to all of this. Maybe somebody told you some kind of something that you didn't know that was going on, that's something that someone around you was hiding from you. This is like an awakening. This is like shining the light into things that were unknown. And it's like somebody sent you this message, it could have been anything, hey, the guy or girl that you're dating, that they got somebody else. Or, hey, do you know that person that you thought was your friend or family member that was supporting you? This person has been talking behind your back, But it was something that was kind of heartbreaking. It was someone that you had like around you or within your, around your energy that like was like an enemy, and it was like a wolf in sheep's clothing, an enemy that disguised himself as a friend. And it's like the best you can do. It's like, okay, well, if that's the case, then if this person was betraying me, if this person was talking bad about me, if this person was stealing from me, then the best I can do is just cut my losses. I'm going to pull myself out of a situation that was kind of breaking my heart anyway, that was making me feel like crap anyway. And I'm going to go ahead and call it. And I'm gonna, yeah, it hurts, but it also releases me from something that was really burdensome, because this person put a lot of burdens on you. And you did a lot for this person, or at least, you know, this person kept you in your head a lot. And you're like, I'm gonna be on my own. I'm gonna move forward. I'm gonna have to go within and look within. Maybe you had to go and, you know, do some self-analysis or introspection. And with that introspection, it's like, Page of Wands, I'm just going to have to leave from the situation. I'm going to have to put action into things that I'm actually passionate about, because maybe you were kind of losing the faith, or losing kind of like excitement or encouragement, or kind of like anything like that to the situation anyway. And you just invested so much time and energy into this. It felt heartbreaking that you had to walk away from it. But it's also was the thing that released you as well. Because this was like, you did a lot for this person. You did more than your share, and you just weren't being supported. And when this message came in and revealed something, like, it really did free you up. And I'm just now, it took me a while to collect myself. And you had to communicate, hey, I learned something about you. I'm going to kind of call it and put an end towards it, because this is messed up. I'm going to be on my own for a while. I'm going to put passion back into myself, and I'm going to walk away towards something better. And it's like you learned from this situation. It was like a spiritual growth that you had. You could have even been dealing with a Taurus. I see you running away kind of like from a Taurus. Maybe somebody who can be kind of controlling, like a know-it-all, like I'm always right, who never compromised with you, who expected you to kind of do the majority of everything and carry all of the responsibility and effort, and you just were not getting the same kind of effort back to you. And I see you walking away, and it's like, it sucks that you had so much time and energy and life force, and like that you sunk into this situation or person, but it's like you did have a spiritual growth from it. King of Wands and Eight of Swords, how they see you. They see you. It's interesting that they see you as stuck and the King of Wands. Maybe they felt like they could keep you in place and kind of harvest your energy. That, oh, this person will never leave. Pisces will never leave, because I got Pisces on lockdown. Yeah, Pisces is powerful. Yeah, Pisces is strong, and they make things happen, and they have a lot of creative abilities. But I'm going to keep Pisces in place. But you're like, No. You're not going to keep me in place because there's no strong foundation in this. Because I'm just going to put an end to this. I'm not happy. Whatever you were using to manipulate me or keep me in place, this could have even been mind games. This could have been somebody that was super controlling. And you're like, no, I'm just going to keep all of my love, all of my consideration, like all of my happiness, and I'm just going to put it into myself, and I'm just going to go ahead and tear this foundation down because it's something that I'm not happy with at all. I'm just not happy with this situation, and no matter if you think that you could keep me in place, it's not going to work because I'm ready to just leave because, you know, like I don't have emotions for this anymore. I'm ready to start something new that I'm passionate about. There's no steady foundation. I wasn't getting what I felt that I needed from this, and it was ultimately unfulfilling. You could even be partying a little. Maybe a little too much, maybe even drinking, you know, maybe it's like I want to go and I want to have some freedom. I want to do what I want. I want to party when I want. I don't want to be questioned. But it's like you like the stability or like some kind of foundation, but it just wasn't worth it overall. And it's like, I'm just not going to do it. It just didn't sit right with you. And I'm going to stand up for myself, and I'm going to take back all of the energy, all of the finances, all of my time that I was putting into this situation. And I'm going to stand up for myself. Like, I'm not going to let somebody use me because that's what I feel. I feel used. It's like, Pisces, you felt used by this situation. And by this person, by this job. And yeah, it's like I was hurt. But ultimately, it was like, it was your salvation that could lead to some kind of healing. You could have been dealing with Aquarius, or you could be on the cusp of Pisces and Aquarius. But you're like, oh, well, you know, maybe you're even trying to go for a life path or a life goal. And it's like, you feel like nothing was really working all of that much, but you felt like it was your passion, that it was your destiny, that it was your North Star. But since it never kind of gave back to you in any way, you're like, oh my God, like I just have to call it because it was too much of a burden to bear. It was just too much work, and it was like, it was just too much. Like, it wasn't worth it after a while. Like, you feel that it was like a discouragement. And it was like, after this was revealed, it was like, there's no way that you could go back. But look at underneath the Wheel of Fortune and the Emperor. You standing up for yourself, you taking back your power. And after you found this out, this truth, after somebody told you what was going on, now that things are going to come in, like, I'm going to drop whatever has been holding me back. And it's like, it's going to lead you to something better that you're actually happy with. Because I guess if you were honest with yourself, you knew that you were unhappy in this situation. It wasn't fulfilling for you. It just wasn't doing it for you. Secret lies and deceptions. Yeah, because somebody was lying to you. Somebody was keeping secrets from you. And it's like, this was a situation that you put so much into, and now you feel like so used. But it's important not to focus on all the time and energy that you lost. I mean, you could grieve, actually. I mean, go ahead and take your time to do that. But if you just focus on that without just seeing the lesson behind it, you could put yourself in a really negative space. somebody was stealing from you. Somebody close to you was stealing from you. This is embezzlement, theft, or robbery, or financial abuse. Plain like vanilla. And spell work, mind control, and manipulation. Protect yourself. This person was using you. It was like you felt like you were being used for your money, and maybe this person actually stole from you. Maybe if this was a relationship, you had a shared account. Maybe if this was, you know, a friend or a roommate or a family member, you gave a debit card to like pull out money, and they just straight up stole from you. And it's like, oh my God, I can't believe this shit. Or maybe there was something monetary that they kept from you. And it was like, wow. Plain like vanilla. And this was somebody in something that kind of had lukewarm feelings towards you. Maybe you were kind of like getting bored of the situation already. It became more of a burden than it was a benefit. And then you found, but you were still kind of carrying all of that burden, all of that work. And you're like, God, wow. Like, but you stayed because maybe you felt like you wanted to keep to your word or obligations, or like, you know, you felt like some kind of responsibility towards this person. Or maybe this person like built some kind of responsibility that they felt that you should do, and you just kind of accepted it because like, oh, I'm going to help this person out. This person's in a bad place. And then you find out that this person already has a lot of money, or they were never going through money problems. They just wanted yours. And this person was manipulative. There's telepathic communication. You're seeing clearly now. It's exactly what it looks like. Somebody was using you. Light-skinned. And maybe that's why you were losing passion for this situation. You could be light-skinned, or they could. But it felt like you were bored of this situation already, but you didn't know how to get out. But then once the secret was revealed, once you found this out, it was kind of like your way out. Disassociation and trauma, soul fragmentation, and astral projection. I feel like this person was doing a lot of manipulation. They were manipulating with you. Maybe they played the victim a lot. Like, you know, poor me. Like, I can't do it alone. You're the only one that could help me. And it's like you kind of felt for it because you are so empathetic. And it's like, on top of it, though, this person was kind of mean and abusive on top of it as well. Like, there was no kind of like appreciation to the situation. And it's like it really threw you off track to where you wanted to go or where you needed to be. It's like all of your directions, all of your plans, it all took a back burner because this person came into your life and they were just sucking the life out of you. Make a plan, get some structure, and get organized. If you need to leave a shared situation, then it's time for you to get a plan to do so. And get some structure. If you were putting your own personal goals on the back burner, then it's time to get yourself back on track and start focusing on yourself, innocent. I felt like maybe this person even accused you of taking money. They falsely accused you with something, but you were innocent of that. And maybe what they falsely accused you of, they were actually doing to you. Like with Pisces, you know, you ruled the ethereal, the dream state. You know, Jupiter. I guess for Western, it would also be Neptune. But in sidereal, it's Jupiter. And you have some kind of like connection towards the ethereal, towards the dream state. Maybe that you were having like certain dreams that was coming, and it was like a warning to you. It was communication from above, kind of trying to tell you what was going on, to help you see what you weren't seeing. Because maybe this person put you in some kind of confusion. Like, I had the craziest dream last night, and I don't even, it was so vivid. Like, I had a dream that I was in a town, and I started seeing like people dressed in regular people clothes, but a third of them were like, they look like aliens, but not like just the gray aliens, but different kind of creatures like in bodies. And nobody else was noticing these creatures, and only I was. And I was actually getting like really scared as to what those things were, as to why nobody else was seeing it. And like, those things noticed me noticing them, but nobody else noticed them. And I woke up kind of disturbed. If you have some kind of dream like that, I think it's important to listen to that. Asian Pacific Islander. If you felt like you were the person, like the transgressor, or the person that was actually hurting this person in some kind of way, I think it was a manipulation. Dark hair and dark eyes. You could be an Asian Pacific Islander. You could have dark hair and dark eyes, or they could. Like, I feel like you were taking a lot of the responsibility because they were putting that on you, whether you knew it or not. And Pisces, like, you're so empathetic that you kind of even take fault for things that are not even your fault. You probably say sorry all the time when it's not even your fault. You know, because you kind of assume that it was your wrong and your doing, and if somebody is hurt, that's your responsibility because you're so empathic, but it's not. You were innocent in this. And I believe that there is forces trying to make you aware of something deceptive that was going on around you that you just didn't want to see because you were accepting all of the blame. I want to sleep with other people, or a lot of other people. This person could have been in a relationship with you, and you thought that there was some kind of like relationship or love bomb, love bond. This could have been a love bomb situation. Like, you could have thought that this was like a love relationship, or a budding relationship, or this person cared for you and you bent over backwards for this person. But then it's like this person played the victim a lot, and you took care of everything. You assumed fault in everything. I want you back. I want to sleep with other people and a lot of other people, and I want you back. Ugh. And this is something that you knew as well. This is somebody who takes what they want and leaves. This is somebody who has like these rigid values, who never sees their own fault, and who kind of projects all of that blame on you. Shadow work and projections and self-analysis. Time to go within and realize your triggers. Over and under reaction to stimuli, finding the root cause of things. This person was projecting on you because they were doing something nasty, and maybe they had a lot of judgments about you as a way to make you feel bad about yourself or responsible. And in the end, they were doing a lot of nasty shit behind closed doors, and to be overly judgmental towards you and make you feel like you have fault in things, it was taking the blame off of, it was taking the responsibility off of them. You're starting to see clearly now. It's like, why did I even spend so much time and energy on this person? You know, it's like, because I feel like they were manipulating you. They were hitting like triggers of like, you know, these triggers of, you know, feeling unworthy or feeling rejected or feeling not good enough to make you feel like you have to work harder for this situation, or you have to work on yourself to be a better person, because they're kind of treating you like shit and they just want to project all of that on you. Advice. Now, you feel like there was, like you were stuck because you didn't really know what was going on. That you were being kept stuck in somewhere, and maybe because it's time to focus on more on the here and now, what you can do now. Because maybe you started getting confused in your direction in your life. You started to overanalyze and question yourself, because I feel like this person was gaslighting you. And if you feel overwhelmed on what you need to do or where you need to go, it's important to focus on the here and now. Not in the future, not in the past, but what you have to do right now to start to put the work into yourself in the direction that you have to go within your life. Start building your own foundation, your own dreams. And to be fair, not only see the fault in other people, but be a little more introspective too. Is like, ask yourself, why did I allow this person to take advantage of me like this as well? What was the unhealed wounds that I allowed this person to bother or to poke in order to get some kind of reaction from me? And what is it, where did that unhealed wound come from? And what can I do to kind of heal that in order to protect yourself from any kind of future manipulation? Because maybe you've been kind of like susceptible towards manipulation like this in the past, because of this unhealed wound, because of this feeling of not good enough or rejected or misunderstood, or a lack of compassion and empathy towards you. Go the distance. Be fair, as into like, I feel like there is going to be a balancing. It's a balancing that you have to bring into yourself. It's an understanding to see what was your part that you had to play into it. What was the unhealed wounds that you had that let this person, not let this person, but allow this person to manipulate? Because, and I don't want you to beat up yourself over this situation. Because a lot of times when people continually meet energies like this, it's due to some kind of unhealed trauma and wounds. And it's like they study you to see where your weak spots are in order to kind of like trigger that. You know, it's like that mind control and that trigger that they give you, that trigger word that they learn and then they find out. And then you start going into this cycle. Because of this lack of healing. And maybe there's a time to have to heal that and to kind of like give yourself the love and encouragement and support that you feel that you've never had as a child. And that's why you try to seek it with people that kind of mirror the people that rejected you when you were younger. And allowed people to kind of like manipulate the way you did, kind of seeking out the love and support that you should have been given freely. And maybe that you had to overwork for it because the people that raised you were kind of like abusive and using as well. And you kind of fell into a pattern of overdoing and overgiving and working for other people's love, because that's what you associated with love. That's what you associated with trying to get love. But it's like that, the whole law of opposites. It's like the more you want something, the more that you repel it. The more you work for something, you know, the farther away the something that you want becomes, there's going to be a new life for you. It's going to be abundant, you know, and it's like maybe you have an emperor in your future, or maybe you could be also like a Pisces Aries cusp. But Jupiter is here now for you to actually guide you in a better place. And Jupiter is definitely on your side. This could be a Jupiter transit for you. You could have Pisces in Jupiter. Jupiter in Pisces. You could have Jupiter in Aries. But I feel like there's gonna be a new life after you stood up for yourself. You took your power back, and you're creating a new life for yourself to find your own tribe, family. It's like those people who never supported you, who kind of made you feel like you had to overwork and overdo, because you don't want to deal with people like that anymore, because you deserve all of the love and support that you were willing to give to other people. You don't have to overwork for it because you deserve it. And maybe that's something that you have to come to terms with as well, that will help you stop overgiving and allowing people to kind of like feed off of you. Because if something is meant for you, they wouldn't have all of these stipulations or like these conditions. In order for you to be in their life, they wouldn't have all of these judgments. They should accept you for what you are. And I feel like you're going to be coming into your own tribe. But first, it's learning how to love and support and accept yourself. And I think this is the first step to do that. But that's what I got for you, Pisces. There are better things coming for you. Just know that. I love you lots, and I'll talk to you later. Donation box below. Hit that like button if it hit. Bye.